why don't you register as a content provider with Naughty?
I'll do that tonight.
Register as a publisher and a content provider.
Okay.
Publisher will allow you to then take the same feed and your video, if it's on Naughty, it will allow you to publish it on your blog.
Okay.
Similar to YouTube.
The embed code as well.
Embed code.
Okay.
It's the same embed code. There's no difference. It's an iFrame code. And the advantage is you will start making money off an Naughty feed.
Okay.
Whereas in YouTube will not give you money at all.
Okay.
Because you have a dedicated audience that comes in.
Fine. No, I'll try.
You have a dedicated audience. So register as a content provider and tell us that you've registered. What we'll do is we'll open up Republic for you.
Okay.
Republic is a section where you can do all of this.
Okay.
And then in backward is that particular content then can be made available to your visitor on your website by taking a feed.
Okay. I'll do that tonight and I'll send it to you. Talking about contextual advertising, I mean the whole concept of contextual advertising came into existence when Google started its Google Ads, where let's say you're talking something in a mail, the exact something, let's say you're talking about MBA and Google advertises about MBA programs.
Okay.
How did you, you've done contextual advertising now for the videos, as you had said before.
Yeah, Naughty is become an intelligent. The player is intelligent. The business logic is built into the player itself, or rather, there is effort being set to make it more intuitive. Google AdSense actually is contextual in the sense that if it looks at what there's several algorithms that look at what the content of the page is and then display relevant ads. The logic there is that if the person is reading that particular page, that content, text content, is very likely to click on that. Okay, we completely agree with that point of view. The way we are using contextual advertising is that if a blog is relating to the economics area or is about money, I'm sure that the blog owner does not want video content out there which is related to humor. Okay. Now, that's the first level of filtration that happens any which ways. Okay. But the second level of filtration is that on a blog which is largely about money and economics, I'm sure the person who's clicked on the video window does not want to see a cooking oil ad. It's irrelevant. So we look at the content. The window over a period learns what the content is, builds a database of what your page is all about or what your blog is all about, and then looks at the tags and then puts those videos up. Okay. Now the logic that's followed is it's first what geography is your browser user coming from, and then we look at various aspects like what's the content, what's the context, what is the categorization, what's the demographics. And there's hardly any fun in having a woman-centric ad on a largely, thing about environment. It's not. So that's basically where we are experimenting, and it's a WIP. It's work in progress right through. So we very proudly display the beta tag under our brand logo. But that's basically because it is an ongoing process. It's not going to be something that's going to end anytime soon.
Now we see that for internet sites, like for example, sites like Sulekha or Naukri, you need some amount of initial investment to go and advertise. Now, how is it with your company when you started out?
You probably might have to rephrase the question.
No, does it require? To start a site like the way you started, did it require VC funding, or you managed to raise capital amidst your friends?
See, the initial bit, when you bootstrap intelligently.
Okay.
I've been saying that right through the day today. You make do with what resources available, which meant that we raised our own money.
Okay.
We raised money. We quit our jobs basically, regular daytime, good paying jobs, and we moved into a situation where we were funding our own existence. If the business model is strong enough, you will find funding. We found angel investment, and now we are going the next step of raising money, Series A investments over the next 6 months, period of 6 months. And we have the luxury of being revenue positive in the sense we have money coming in from advertising, which is already there. We are funding a lot of content production. There are alternate revenue streams that have opened up, all of which have helped in sustaining. Now, somebody starting a business has to remember that you are a startup, so
Okay.
behave like a startup. You cannot come from the mindset of a well-established corporate, and when you come for Podworks, live in the most expensive hotel. You have to bootstrap, and that's largely where the learning that we had has been from that.
So how is the transition from being an employee to an employer been? Now you're on your own, entrepreneurship.
Um, See, at least, I mean, I'll speak for myself. Over the last 14 odd years that I have been in the technology marketing and advertising sphere, I've been lucky to have people who have, or rather, CEOs who have encouraged entrepreneurship. There have been very rare, individuals who have, curtailed the freedom given to me in terms of exploring avenues. So it's now to be on the other side. So we have a pretty open environment in Nautanki. Every person within Nautanki is a custodian of a particular area. It's that person's responsibility to see that it works.
Okay.
And see that he benefits, because if the brand benefits, he benefits out of it. So in that sense, the transition has been really from being somebody who would get things done to Vikram and me. Vikram is my co-founder. Vikram and me playing multiple roles. We are the shoulder that a content guy cries on. We are the technology guys. We are the POs. We are the guys who come into the morning, and sometimes there's no one in the office, so we go around putting things back into place. So your role just expands completely, and it's liberating. At the same time, the first few months are scary.
Okay. Now, your business model is totally based on the internet, and one finds that the internet penetration in India isn't very high, especially broadband. It's just started. Now, still, let's say you have a video of 10 minutes length. Don't you think the lack of broadband penetration in India may be a dampener to your business?
See, okay, let me explain this in two ways. One, we do about 15 lakh video segments, 3.5 minute video segments, 15 lakh of them per day.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing 15 lakh per day, somebody must be watching them from somewhere. Okay, we have tracked this, and what we realize is that the large audience is coming from the metros and mini metros.
Okay.
Okay, browsing browsing from the blogs and places, they're not coming to Nautanki.tv. So even if the corporates go and block Nautanki.tv, it doesn't make a difference to us, because less than 5% comes from the URL itself.
Okay.
These individuals who are watching it out of the offices are actually people who go to blogs and websites and all of this.
Okay.
There are 1,110 feeds that are there.
Okay.
In the Indian internet space. So if a person is going to a blog and watching, they figure out an easy way of doing it. You hit the play button, and then you hit the pause button again, and you let the video buffer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, a 3.5 minute video segment will buffer in something like about 90 seconds. They go back, write their another slide, write another Excel sheet, and come back and watch.
Okay.
Okay. So, broadband being the excuse for internet businesses is actually a stupid way of going about doing it.
Okay.
Second is, very recently, the government announced that all 512 kbps lines would be upgraded to Mbps automatically. Okay. Now, broadband is something. I mean, let's face it. 6 years back, 1998, I paid 15,000 rupees for a 500-hour connection. Okay, which was a dial-up. But the throughput was what? 1.5 kbps
of download speed.
Speed. Okay. We are in that 98, and we are in 2007. 9 years. In 9 years, 512 kbps is default. I mean, you have, if you don't have a 512 kbps, then you have at least a 128 kbps line. So what are we talking about? I mean, you're talking about Wi-Fi maps being made available. Wi-Fi is being available in Tidal Park. The whole building is Wi-Fi enabled. Okay, half the coffee shops are Wi-Fi enabled. So let's stop making excuses about broadband. And if you want to really know, okay, we are brave enough to say that we are broadband content creators and content broadcasters.